This Halloween, I want to explore one of my favorite games of the 6th generation, and that is Onimusha Warlords by Capcom. Initially released as a PlayStation 2 exclusive in 2001, the game would also be ported to the Xbox Classic as Genma Onimusha in 2002, with a PC version based on the PS2 release only in select countries such as China and Russia between 2003 and 2005. In Japan during 2018, the game would be remastered for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and a PC version available for more international audiences, releasing in the West in 2019. How does this classic fare even in its remastered format? Let's find out. The story of the game involves Samurai Samanosuke Akechi, who is summoned to Inabayama Castle by his cousin, Princess Yuki, who winds up getting kidnapped by a swarm of demons who have revealed to have made a pact with the long-thought-dead Oda Nobunaga, leaving Samanosuke to team up with his friend, the ninja Kaede, to investigate Inabayama Castle, fight the demons, and rescue the princess. But Samanosuke's abilities as a human samurai will not be enough, as ogres have given him powers via a gauntlet, allowing him elemental weapons and the ability to steal demon souls. As it appears to be a recurring theme in the games I generally review, the plot is simple, but it works. The gameplay of Onimusha Warlords is a hack-and-slash action game, which also has aspects of classic survival horror. For one, it's primarily set in one location to explore. 2, the demons and occasionally disturbing imagery. 3, several puzzles to solve, some of which under pretty tense scenarios. And 4, the fixed camera angles, and in the PlayStation 2 original, you play the game solely using tank controls via the D-pad. But in the remaster, however, while it doesn't do away with it and leaves it as an option, you can play more modern with the analog sticks. Which makes a lot of sense, as tank controls aren't going to hold up much in the modern era, and for me, the worst effects of that being in platformers like Tomb Raider more so than here, but still. Meanwhile, on to the combat, and while it doesn't have anything deep, given this was well before games like Devil May Cry, it is effective. Every weapon having their own feel, giving the speed of the lightning katana via Raizan, the heavyweight of Enryo with a flaming two-handed sword, and the balance of a wind-powered dual-bladed weapon through Shippu. With a more secret weapon you can unlock if you beat the Dark Realms side missions. You'll also come across some firearms like the bow and musket rifle. At least, all that is for Samanosuke, because on occasion, you'll play as the ninja Kaede, whose attacks between her dagger and kunai are fairly weak, even if the dagger does upgrade. So it's only really worth fighting if you have to with her, otherwise, just run. So of course, Samanosuke is the more combat prepped of the two, and he's still fun to play as today, made even better with the inclusion of modern analog controls. Visually, well, it's an early PlayStation 2 game that has had some visual updates, as you would expect from a remaster, from cleaner visuals, even the pre-rendered backgrounds, to some added lighting. Though I have to admit, some of the shadows look a little weird. Besides that, it looks presentable, all things considered. Taking the soundtrack, when I initially played the PlayStation 2 original, I thought the compositions were beautiful. Then news came out that the original credited composer stole credit from his ghostwriter. So I will not mention it further, but the new soundtrack for the remaster is great in its own right, so no complaints here. It's also worthy of note that Samanosuke is modeled after Japanese-Taiwanese actor Takeshi Kaneshiro, who even dubs his character in the original Japanese audio. Otherwise, I'm more used to the English dub for nostalgic reasons, even if it's a little cheesy. The only things that disappointed me playing this game is that it can be a little short, but with unlockables in the remaster adding achievements, there could be some replay value to some. What also stinks is that there is an Xbox port, Genma Onimusha, and having exclusive content that never carried on to the remastered version. Come on, Capcom! You did it for Resident Evil 4 after the PlayStation 2 version released, why couldn't you do it here? Overall, Onimusha Warlords is still a fun, demon-infested romp through and through. Check the remastered version out if you can catch it on sale.